Hello. What are you doing? My day's been really good actually today. It's been a really nice day. In the garden with my works laptop, and yeah, not bad at all. Hey bird, what you doing? You got mud up your wing. Obviously you have. Yeah, she's a bit sassy today. How did you get mud here? I mean, I can see how you got mud on your belly, but how did you get mud on the back of your, on your back, on like the? Oh, bird. Oh, I know why she's done it. She's cleaned herself while with a muddy beak, hasn't she? She's like scratched her back. Oh, that was smooth. Come on, buddy. Come on. That's it. Get your stuff together. Get it together, bird. What's this? Sophie. Hey, bird. Oh, come on. Yeah, she's had mud on her beak and scratched her back, hasn't she? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, it's definitely always been a good rule of thumb for me, that one. The mud is doing good business today. It's very squishy. Yeah, it's one of those sort of shiny bird days, actually. The sun's just right for it. And that went everywhere. There. Well, the wilds have a couple of places where they can get naturally occurring mud. The ground beneath the two bird baths that I don't know whether you can see over there. Hey Ken, the bird baths over here, there are, disturbing the pigeons. So yeah, there's one there, and there's a tray that you may or may not be able to see down there. You'll have to take my word for that one. But they both regularly overflow into the ground beneath. Yeah, Australian magpies are very different. Different species entirely. It's weird, there are quite a few birds around that people call magpies. And yeah, and there's over my shoulder here by the house, there's some water butts. And the middle one, this one here, the hose between that water butt, like the first water butt and that one, leaks ever so slightly. When it's full, it leaks. So the ground down here is a little bit is wet. If the water butt system is full, then that one drips a little bit onto the mud, so you get like a little bit of mud there, and there's like a perfectly clean pecked bit where there is no grass, where like magpies and blackbirds and things. There's been a female blackbird in there today, and they've just pecked it clean, and they've dug a little hole. Yeah, the Aussie magpies do look pretty cool, aside from, you know, when they're knocking people off bikes and things like that. Oh, big kicky, very nice. I've seen all sorts of things of like, yeah, people wearing sort of like bike crash helmets with like loads of tie wraps strangling off them, sort of thing, to try to avoid getting like turbo swoop death. I call them micro brees. I saw the question go past now, because normally what we do is on a Saturday we do an hour long one of these. We do a full breecast, which is just like exactly this. It's just like us messing around and playing with Sophie and her wiping her beak on me and that kind of thing. And but these are quite short because I do them in my lunch hour from work. So micro bree. Make eye contact when they're swooping. Strong flex. I mean, if you want to make eye contact with a bird that's en route to your face, then by all means be my guest. They do, yeah, they have surprisingly gentle little voices. And Saturday has popcorn, yeah, definitely. Yeah, someone sent me a video of like two of them singing to each other. And it's lovely. It's a really nice little sing-song they've got. She's just flicked a big mouthful of mud onto my phone. Hang on a minute. Yeah, definitely. Cheers, bird. Yeah, it does sound a bit like a robot. Yeah, there's sort of like noises sort of going on, yeah. Hey, bird, what you got? Yeah, if it turned out that someone from like Star Trek sampled Australian magpies for a computer noise or something, you'd be like, yeah, checks out. But what she's doing is she's covering the bottom of it, or at least covering bits of the bottom of it with mud. So the tray of mud that she's currently neck deep in is a tray of like, the garden around here we have like quite clayey soil, so it makes like thick gloopy mud really nicely, and it's perfect for Sophie's needs. So yeah, what she's doing is some of it she's rolling into balls and like stacking the balls in particular locations, but also what she's doing is she's just squidging the mud into the gaps. This is like the next phase that she goes to after being entirely stick obsessed. Come in, buddy. Here she comes. Like this. So yeah, what she does is she squidges up a big pile of mud into her beak and then drills it into a little gap. She will hopefully demonstrate for us now. There we go. Yeah, they do. They very rarely come to blows, but they definitely have sort of like swoopy, threatening things. Like if you watch a crow face off against a like a bigger bird, like a raptor or something like that, you know, they don't so much fight them as they do just irritate them into leaving. You can see that after a while, like the sparrowhawk or like the kite or something just goes, "Oh, I'm sick of this," and just flies away. They aren't big hand-to-hand combat-y sort of fighters, but corvids will irritate you until you leave, 100%. Again, the question that went past, how long do magpies live for? It can be anything. I think the longest recorded lifespan of a magpie in the wild was 24 years. When someone shot it, because you know humans suck. So normally a wild magpie would live for 10, 12 years, something like that. Oh, hi mum, how you doing? Yeah, all good. But obviously they're scrabbling, they're fighting for territory, they're eating crap off the floor, that kind of thing. So wild birds tend to live shorter lives because of that. Hey bird. Oh gosh, you want to see the big foot she's got now? It's huge. Bleh. Bleh. But yeah, as a rule. Well, that's not true actually, I don't think. As a rule, I think we're okay. I don't think we necessarily, we definitely have our moments. But no, I think we're okay. We're doing alright. You'll have to excuse the screaming. My neighbour's children have been playing in their garden all day and they losing their mind. They're thinking up a game. They spent all morning thinking up a game to play amongst themselves and are now arguing about the exact rule set. So, you know, that. Look at your beak. Breecast is at 1400, so like 2 in the afternoon UK time. Cool. Yeah, Mum's got some magpies in her garden, and yeah, they've been shredding her hanging baskets. She does like other birds, yeah. She's completely chill with the magpies that live around here. They're the vast majority of the magpies that come to visit her, she's friends with because she fed when they were young. Sophie doesn't have any children of her own, but she is very maternal, and like all they need to do is do like the little "I'm hungry" baby wing flap at her, and she'll run to get food for them and squidge it into their beaks. She's quite social in that we've had to, well, we've not had to, but what I've done is I've made these perches that extend out of her aviary. There's one there, and there's another one over here. And good to see you. Thanks for coming. And yeah, so these perches extend out of the aviary into the garden, so that her wild friends can sit there and sit with her. We jokingly call them guest perches. But yeah, she's pretty. As long as no wilds think it's okay to like ambush and sucker punch people, because then that's no bueno. Yeah, one day they'll be queuing up outside my kitchen door for popcorn. She's off getting a really big, very impractical stick now. I know, it's much nicer today, isn't it? I've got a cardigan on, but I don't strictly need it. Nope, she's changed her mind on the really impractical stick, so that's something. She's seen sense. Which is unlike Sophie. Bird, what doing? Well, normally in the wild, you got to remember Sophie's never seen the inside of a magpie nest. She's never actually been in a magpie nest. So, as a chick, anyway. So what she's doing is she's got an instinct to build a structure to lay eggs in, but she doesn't have a clear idea of what the blueprint is. So she's normally what a wild magpie would do would line the bottom of their nest with moss and mud, and she's replicating that. She has the impulse to do it. She knows that she has to do something with the mud, and the weird thing is what she's doing is she's lining it. But after a while, she'll stop. Like, she'll just suddenly decide that she's happy with it. We did try moss. It didn't go down very well. You could see she just sort of, I didn't quite know what to make of it. It was just sort of like, well, one year we deliberately put like moss and things in there, thinking that would make a big pad for her, and she can just like put her body straight into it. Just kicked it out on day 3, sort of thing. I'm nabbing that sort of thing. So yeah, what she's doing is she has built it up quite a lot. She had some help from somebody, but I joke about it, but she subcontracts out all of the unskilled labour. All the stuff that doesn't need any design flair, she just subs out to somebody. Yeah, she was. It was a bit like that. She looked in her nest and sort of sat in it once or twice and just went, "This is trash. This is." Yeah, absolutely, she is. Yeah, she's very much. She very much knows her own mind. And if the thing, one of my favourite things is when you offer her something that she decides she doesn't want. She doesn't do it so much with sticks. With sticks, she'll play with the stick for a little while and let it go and drop it. But if you give her food, if you say like, "Oh, bird, while I was in the supermarket, I found you this. You've not tried it before." The best thing is she'll put it in her mouth. She'll put it in her beak, and you can see her little tongue like leaning on the side of it, sort of thing. And she'll just look you in the eye and just let it fall out of her mouth. She'll just go trash. Just yeah, she's very like, some things she just doesn't like and she just doesn't eat, or just like knocks them out of her bowl, that kind of thing. If she wants to communicate to me, just like, "Don't buy this again. This is no good." He visibly does that to me. Just like, "Nope, okay, don't buy that." Yeah. I remember coming back from the butcher a little while ago with some oxtail, and did not like it at all. Did not like it. I cut little bits off it and I left the rest of the oxtail in her aviary for her to find. And she did exactly that. Just like, sort of look on her face. The only thing that she's like viscerally not liked when food-wise when I've given her was strawberry. She really does not like strawberries at all. She took a bite out of like half a strawberry I put in a bowl one day, and then spent the next like 10 minutes spitting out, like swishing her mouth out with water and like wiping her beak and everything like that. She just really did not like strawberry. I thought I was getting a nice treat, you know. I thought I was treating her to a nice thing, but no, strawberries are not okay. It was, yeah. She was taking like big swigs of water, like really mindfully, like swigging water and that kind of thing. Yeah, she does not like strawberry. Ooh, oh no. But the question went past about what she eats. She'll eat a whole bunch of things, but like her normal diet consists of like dried mealworms, sunflower seeds, like half a blueberry or half a grape, that kind of thing. Some nice beef jerky that we get from the pet shop for dogs. I know, right? Yeah. Oh, good to see you. Thanks for coming. And yeah, she'll have like beefy strips, maybe a little bit of stewing steak or something from the butcher if I drive past one day. And you know, butcher shops are still a thing that exist now, and all sorts of stuff like that. So, and we vary it. So like one day she'll have bran flakes, one day she'll have a shredded wheat, one day it's grapes, one day it's blueberry, a little bit of pasta if we have a pasta meal in the evening. The next day they get like a little bit of pasta in their bowl and that kind of thing. So yeah, we try and keep it as varied as we can. I mean, she also has a bowl of like cat kibble that we give her. We always give them quite a bit of that so they can eat as much or as little of that as they want. And what they don't eat goes out for the wilds, goes on those bird feeder tables. So there's never any waste or anything, but you know. Whoop. Lock the phone, Andy, come on. What are you doing? They are very similar, yeah. They eat the same sort of thing, but just scaled up. Just like the portion sizes are bigger. Right, come on the bird. Hey, Los Angeles. Thanks for coming. What do you think? We're getting a bit... Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yep, blackbird's out and about. I think he's directly above us, actually. I can't see him, but I can hear him directly above us. He was giving it loads this morning. He was yelling his head off. The thing I still can't get over is how quiet it is, how little road noise we can hear. Because you know, we're quite, as I said before, we're quite near a busy road, and we're reasonably near a freeway, like a motorway here in the UK. And I can't hear any of it. It's really good. I went out a couple of days ago to the park at the bottom of our road, just to see if I could see those Starlink satellites. And it was like 10 o'clock. I might as well have been the last man on Earth. There was nobody. Yeah, I'd much rather bird noise than kids yelling, but they're good kids. They're well behaved. They're, you know, and they've been shouting for ages, so I don't blame them for having a bit of a party. Fair dues. Call the bird, I better get back to it. Cat's looking for the blackbird. Oh no. So thanks for coming, everybody. If you've just stumbled across this on Periscope and you'd like to follow Sophie on Twitter, I think she's having a think there. Her Twitter handle is @BreeSophieBree, or if you Google Sophie the Magpie, everything you need is there. And we'll be online from 2 PM tomorrow for a full-size normal Breecast. See you soon, gang. Stay safe. Bye for now.